Hi, and welcome to Ross's Garage. Today we're going to be working on a 2001 Passat VW 4-cylinder 1.8 turbo. We're going to be swapping out the timing belt. Alright? But stay tuned, it's going to be exciting. Okay, so you can see we got the hood open. Checking it out, what we got to do is get the front bumper into service position, which means taking apart a bunch of crap, pulling it out several inches so we can work on it. Alright? Stay tuned because it's going to be really awesome. Alright? Photo bomb. Alright. So I've been working on this for a while, taking off all the little pieces of the bumper and all that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I had to take off 3 Torx screws over here that hold this to the under splash guard underneath the wheel well. I had to take off, there's 2 large bumper bolts, one here and one here. They describe as bumper bolts, but they're really what you see is a nut on the underside. Disconnected the fog lights, took those out, and then took apart this grill here with some more Torx screws. All that grill stuff came off, and then this just popped right off, right here. The side warning lights, so the indicator lights on the side were still plugged in, so I wouldn't have had to go and unplug those when I got loose, but I'm loose and ready to go. Okay? Now I just basically got to put that bumper part in service position. Need to get these bolts out, which looks like I'm going to have to take this piece off right here. So, we'll get to it, get her done. Alright? Alright. Where I'm at now is I took off the air cleaner cover, 2 screws here. Air cleaner cover over there. Had to pop that off a little bit. Took off the power steering cooler bolted it from the bottom of the radiator, which is with 2 10mm bolts. As you can see, I took off the whole grill part here. There are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to take off this thing that was blocking my removal of the bolts from the bumper itself. I took out the bumper bolts themselves right here and here, popped the bumper off over there. Got that. Now it looks like I'm just about ready to put this into the service position. So, I'll continue on. Keep you posted. Alright. I'm back. I got a T45 here. I'm taking off the main bumper mounts there, which takes T45 Torx, and I screwed up the Torx on the first go around. So I got a screwed up Torx, but I'm going to give it a go with the air impact wrench to see if I can twist it off using my crappy T45. See how it goes. Oh, broke it off. Okay. I broke my T45 off there in the bolt. Apparently I'm going to have to get a new one. A little too much stress on that bad boy. But we'll get that taken care of. Get that little thing out of there. Probably just knock right out, hopefully. Somehow. Alright, so I got a proper T45 Torx, taking off the bolts, these bumper stanchion things. This works pretty good. Looks like this is held on by 3. There's a 4th one on the other side that doesn't connect to the actual stanchion thing itself. So I think I'm missing one here, which I may have to replace. Probably should replace. So take these bad boys off. And then we'll come back. Alright, I took off these bumper jacks, or whatever they are, the compressor things that jack. 3 bolts, and there was also another nut here, 10 millimeter. So I took that off. And when I got the last one off, the whole radiator noticeably crunked down a little bit. I think I've got it pretty loose to slide it out into service position, however that is. Needs to be coming forward a little bit. Maybe something else hanging up, but looks like something over here. Looks like maybe a headlight or something. But anyway, okay. So I'm going to figure out what it's hanging on. I got it pulled out about 1/4 inch, it looks like, so it's coming. Pretty loose. Actually, I'm thinking that this tank is holding it up pretty good. I'm going to disconnect this tank with another T. Alright, we'll figure that out, come back. Alright, so figured out why it was hanging up. It was probably, it was that, the tank here, as well as this, which is a bracket that basically holds a ton of weight. It's not a ton, just the front end. The whole front end is basically hinging on that. Those two, they're T30 screws, basically. So I took those off, and the whole thing's pulling forward nicely. You can see that it's kind of coming out. It's real loose. So it's just hanging there. And now I got to put some support under it. Seems to be zooming in a lot, but I got to put some support under there so when I pull it out further, I can set it on it. And we'll be good to go, start getting into the actual work of putting on the timing belt. By the way, I'm using this Haynes manual, but it's kind of short on instruction for this, so having to kind of make it up as I go. Alright, so one of the main things that was holding it up from coming out was the hose on the bottom of the radiator, which makes sense. And I'm making kind of a mess there, draining it out, but I got it undone. Got a little clip on it, and it just slides right off. It's pretty easy once you get it out. You have to get the screwdriver in the clip and clip it off from the back side, so you can pull it right through and it clips off. Hose pulls off real good. Now I should be able to move this thing just right out. Oh, and I put these threaded rods in here. The manual says put threaded rods in there. I just happen to have some threaded rods. I put them through where the little piston things for the bumper hooked on. Put them in through there into the sockets where they go seat into. So when this comes out, it'll hang on these two rods. I don't know why they say threaded rods, because it's ridiculous. You could have just any kind of rods, but for the most part, it looks like we're about pretty much in service position here. Yeah, I got something else hanging. So, still working on it, but I got quite a bit of room in here now. Probably enough room where I could actually do the job, but I want to see if I can get it out further, because this side's actually out further than this side, so there's something hanging here I can't quite figure out. But well, maybe hanging up on that rubber thing. Maybe some cabling there. Yeah, that's tight cabling on this, which appears to be the horn. Thinking, no? Maybe it's a sensor. Nope, that's the horn. So the horn holding it up. I can just unplug that. Yeah, I'm thinking when I get that horn, I got a couple of wires up here, but they got enough room. In fact, they did a good job of extending the wires out so you could do this. There's not a whole heck of a lot that's connected to this. This upper tube I think I can leave on, unless I want to just make myself some more room. I might just take it off just so I can have it hanging out. So that's where we're at. When I get it absolutely 100% fully taken off, I'll come back. But when so basically, I've got all the hoses disconnected from the radiator, except for this one. Everything else looks good, so it's not a whole heck of a lot to taking this out in a service position. So. Alright, I pretty much think I got it into service position. The only thing that's really holding it up is the air conditioning hoses, which are right here. Kind of stretched kind of tight, which I could probably take that other horn off and get a little bit more. Not much, but so I think I'm ready to start getting into the actual timing belt part, which means I got to start dismantling all this in here. So I'll reset the camera at a different angle and we'll go from there.